News 46 is brought to you by Southwest Medical Associates. Look for news about their latest healthcare center opening soon in your neighborhood. Southwest Medical Associates. Now that's powerful medicine. News 46 is also brought to you by Red Apple Fireworks. You've never seen anything like it. Nevada's elite fireworks shopping experience. Red Apple Fireworks.
Tonight on News 46, a new business in town is ready to open.
A town board member speaks about water rights.
And what's happening in the world of entertainment? News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Rick Vale and Rhonda Van Winkle. Local coverage from Deanna O'Donnell and news across Nevada with Janet Eric. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
Good evening. It's Wednesday, July 13th, 2011. I'm Rick Vale.
And I'm Robin Christine for News 46. Topping our news tonight, Town Board member Dr. Tom Waters spoke to us about town's water rights.
Let's go back to Groponics. Groponics have not fulfilled their obligation on what the previous town board had, authorized them to do. And this town board has also let them go as far as the legal process goes. So what we've done with this, or what Groponics has done, is nothing. And so I'm sure the town manager and our town attorney would be working at this point to terminate anything that we have with Groponics. And then the land should be coming back to the town.
And so this was the lease agreement that we had with Groponics about them doing their business there, hydroponics, which they were going to grow vegetables. I think it was on Kellogg and Squaw Valley, that corner there. So they've kind of not fulfilled their obligations. So we're getting out of the lease. What was the deal with the water rights on that, saying that we would sell them instead of leasing water rights?
Yes, it was, and that was a point of contention of selling water rights. It wasn't the complete water rights, it was just a portion of it, and it would not have done any damage to the actual property, and the fact that all of that will be coming back to the town now becomes a moot point.
And so in the future, will we be looking at selling water rights? I know that the law is concerning water rights would mean that you can only sell water rights, a town entity could only sell water rights if there was where it economically helped the town. But normally towns don't sell water rights, do they?
I don't want to get into the legal aspect of that. That would be the town attorney that would be answering that question. But I would say that this town board probably would not want to go into that direction again.
And will we ever be looking at leasing out water rights?
I would say leasing. If it came to that, we'd probably lease water rights. And you mentioned the part about Commissioner Hollis and the fact that he did mention the fact that they had given the town a lot of money for water rights, and the money was used to purchase water rights.
And are those being used? Because I know that they have a period where they expire, don't they?
Yes, if you don't use the water rights, you lose them. But the water rights are being used, and so we're not in jeopardy of losing those water rights.
And so we're still keeping those water rights right now. What are we using them for?
I would have to say they call it a point of diversion, and I don't have all the information on that, and I don't want to get into in an area where I'm not that familiar. But again, we are using the water rights in accordance with the law.
The new Redistricting Committee has now been formed after the census data reported more residents now live in Nye County.
Every 10 years, you have the Department of Commerce does a count of everybody in the United States, and the count is done on 10-year increments. So 2000, 2010, 2020. So we got new population now under the one man, one vote situation. We have to go back and redistrict all of the 5 commissioner districts and probably the school district will probably do the same thing. But we have to redo those districts so they're as close to 1/5 as possible, because there's 5 commissioners, so they have to be as close as possible to the same. So there's 43,000 people in the count, or approximately there. So each district is going to have approximately 8,000 people, and I'm just giving you figures off the top of my head. That's what the committee is going to be doing. So probably the next meeting we'll be appointing people to this committee to start drawing the districts, or at least give us 2 options that we can do.
Will we be looking at additional Nye County commissioner?
No, you can't have the population dictates that, and I think it's we can't have 7 members like Clark County. So we'll be 5 commissioners. There could be 4 commissioners in Pahrump if that's how the committee comes up with. It could be a 4-1 and 4 in Pahrump and 1 in the north. It could be it could still be 3 here and 2 in the north. But that's what your committee is going to come up with.
So is this going to affect voting? And
Well, yeah. I mean, in my district alone, I'm going to have approximately 2,000 more people in my district. So, yeah, I mean, I'm at 60-something hundred now. So, yeah, approximately 2,000 more people in my district.
so since the last census, we have more people. What's the difference?
I don't understand what you're
Do
saying.
you know what the count is
Well,
for?
In 2000, there was less people than there is now. So one man, one vote says that those districts have to be close as 1/5 as possible. So each precinct has to be tallied, and we have to do this by ordinance. So we can't do it by resolution. It has to be done by ordinance, and it's done every 10 years.
And so who's going to take charge of doing this and doing the count and redistricting? And
Well, the committee will come up with some options, and of course the clerk, Sam Merlino's office, will have some work to do in that area also.
I know that Sam Merlino talked about the redistricting before, and we're looking at congressional districting changes possibly.
That's different from us. I mean, the congressional districts are done by the state legislature, and evidently the Republicans had one plan and Democrats had another plan, and it went to the Supreme Court, I imagine, to see what to be done, and I think that has been settled as far as I understand.
So when will we be seeing this item come up for the redistricting committee, what their plan is?
I think it'll be the next meeting here in Pahrump. You'll probably see that on the agenda.
From Wisconsin to Pahrump, meet the new addition to Nye County Communities Coalition, Tim Wigchers.
Well, I just moved to Pahrump in May and come from living in northern Wisconsin, working in northeastern Minnesota for the American Lung Association. I just have a history of working with youth organizations and in nonprofits, and my wife and I had been exploring the Southwest for a while, and I actually have family that live in town here. So been to Pahrump several times, loved a vacation in Vegas, and now I'm a resident. I'm a homeowner in Pahrump.
There you go. And you're part of Nye Communities Coalition, and tell me what you look forward to in the future for that organization.
Well, I'm really excited about the organization, and then especially with my role. I'm the communications coordinator, and I've worked a long time with media and marketing and special events, and here's a chance to kind of have a position where I get to really focus on what I really enjoy. So I'm very excited about being here.
Wonderful. And the organization itself, I know that you're introducing a brand new thing, Future Fest, to our community here. You got some other events and things that you're going to be working on in the future.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, our basic core is on tobacco, alcohol, and drug prevention programs, but we also have programs on youth workforce development and actually adult workforce development as well. So we're involved with just about every aspect of the community, and we're at the table almost all the time. And it's really excited to be part of a community that's actually kind of behind the scenes is really working together.
Folks, we'll have much more local news right after this break. Please keep it here. Welcome back to News 46. In the preliminary hearing regarding the stabbing attack and murder that occurred May 1st on Donner Street, the victim, Antoinette Bell, who survived, was arrested in court on Friday after she refused to consent to a drug test when the suspect's attorney, Harry Gensler, requested one when she was in court on Friday. It is a felony in Nevada to testify under the influence. 3 of the 5 suspects, Michael Maxwell, Victoria Garcia, and Tiffany Rubio, have had charges reduced and have taken plea deals. Charles Eubanks is expected to take the plea deal. The main suspect, Troy Jackson, is standing trial for murder, attempted murder, conspiracy, and other charges.
An update with Walker Patterson, the 13-year-old boy who passed away as a result of a motorcycle vehicle accident on Simpkins and Woodchips last Thursday. Apparently, Walker and his brother spent the night with a friend. He was rushing home to go help a neighbor with yard work when the tragic accident occurred.
And folks, the National Nuclear Security Administration has issued a press release regarding a current brush fire located in a remote area, Area 19, of the 1,360 square mile site. The fire most likely started from a lightning strike last week. All personnel have been accounted for. NNSS Fire and Rescue are responding with assistance from Bureau of Land Management. There is no road access in the area, and crews will fight the fire from the air. The acreage of the fire is as yet undetermined. No infrastructure has been impacted, and there is no contamination in the area.
Entertainment reporter Zach Fuentes updates us with your entertainment this week.
I'm Zach Fuentes with your entertainment this week. Former First Lady Betty Ford's memorial service was held yesterday. Ford, who passed away on Friday, was 93 years old. Betty Ford was an advocate for women's rights, a pioneer in breast cancer awareness, and created the Betty Ford Center for Drug and Alcohol Treatment, where stars such as Drew Barrymore, Jerry Lee Lewis, Tony Curtis, and Lindsay Lohan received treatment. Ford's husband, former President Gerald Ford, died in 2006. It seems that the recession is hitting everyone, including celebrities. Pop singer Carney Wilson is facing foreclosure unless she pays $1.6 million by the 21st of this month. R&B singer R. Kelly owes $2.9 million on his home in Chicago. R. Kelly is reportedly letting his home go intentionally because the value of it has dropped significantly, a decision that many Americans have been forced to make lately. After 10 years of movies, the final film in the Harry Potter series is arriving. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 will be coming out on Friday, with the heroine that many have followed for years finally facing off with his longtime nemesis, Lord Voldemort. So far in total, the series has earned over $6 billion, but with the release of the final installment, that number is expected to increase. 1964 saw the premiere of a new television series that then, according to the Times, should have never reached the air. It can generally be assumed that the Times ate their words when Gilligan's Island lasted 3 seasons and became a television classic. The show was created by the late Sherwood Schwartz, who will not only go down in history for Gilligan's Island, but also the Brady Bunch and writing the famous theme song that went with it. Schwartz died of natural causes on Tuesday at 94 in Los Angeles. Stuntman Bobby Aldridge, for movies such as Fast and Furious, Year One, The Green Hornet, and Cowboys and Aliens, has been arrested and charged with having sex with a minor and sexting. This is not his first arrest. According to the Signal newspaper, the 45-year-old man was arrested at his home for investigation of engaging in sex with a minor, as well as soliciting with the minor. His bail was set at $275,000. I'm Zach Fuentes, and that was your entertainment this week.
Well, it's going to be opening here real soon. We're shooting for next week, and we'll have our $5 hot and ready pizzas all day, every day. We have cheese, pepperoni, hot and ready. No need to order. Just come on in and pick them up. We'll have them ready when you are.
You guys own a shop together already, or 2 shops? This is going to be your second shop, right?
Yes, it is. We own one in Bullhead City, Arizona.
And so tell me what that's like. Open the shop here. Why did you guys pick Pahrump?
It's the great hometown feeling that we're looking for. Again, we've been in Vegas for many, many years. There's enough Little Caesars there. So we started taking the river towns and looked at Pahrump, Bullhead City, the stores, the towns that have, 25, 30,000 and can support a store, and that's where we're going to be going.
There you go. I know, Diane, we have quite a few employees that we've hired.
Yes, we've hired about 30 employees, And we are also looking from the employees that we hired to, they'll have some growth potential. We're looking for a manager, assistant manager, and day openers, shift leaders, and we will be choosing those from the crew that I've hired to promote from within.
30 people, that's pretty good. This store's going to be hopping, isn't it?
It's going to be a busy store. That's we put the investment in it and give back to the community, be actively involved, and it's a win-win for everybody.
We're looking at next week for an opening.
Yes, we are, tentatively next week, and the pizzas will be hot and ready.
Tell me some of the specialties that we can see on Little Caesar's menu.
Along with the $5 hot and ready cheese and pepperoni, our hot and ready hours will be from 4 to 8. We'll introduce other pizzas in about a week or two, but we'll have Supremes and deep dish, Italian cheese breads, crazy breads, our Caesar wings, very, very good wings. And based on the community's request, whether we do salads and churros and some other menu items that we have, but we'll leave it up to the community to decide what they want.
So some ordering options. I know that you can call in your orders. Beginning next week, we'll let everybody know what day that we're going to be open. But can you go online to order?
Not right now. We don't have it set up yet, but that's something we are going to look into the future to do. There's no need to really order if you're going to do the cheese and pepperoni. I mean, we make them continually. They're continually fresh. If you wanted a specialty pizza, we can have it ready to you in 5 minutes.
And this is a great location that you guys have chosen.
Yeah, it works out really well for us. A lot of traffic in there. It's a great spot. Good corner there. Good parking, good flow. We got easy delivery there, and great neighbors.
A recent survey shows that 34% of Apple iPhone 4 owners think that their handset is a 4G-enabled phone. Perhaps even more incredible is the 24% of BlackBerry users that think their handset is running 4G speeds. The survey conducted by Retrievo also found that even without 4G connectivity, 40% of Apple iPhone users would buy the next version of the phone even if it didn't offer 4G service, while 21% would consider buying it. 8% of Android users would switch to a 4G disabled iPhone, and 12% would consider it. 23% of BlackBerry users would swap their phone for a non-4G Apple touchscreen handset, while 18% would give it a thought. And despite what the carriers would have you think, many are reluctant to switch to 4G service. While 30% believe that 4G plans are just too expensive, 22% think that the additional speed is not worth the additional money, and 19% are not informed enough to know. And this leads us to our Facebook question of the day, which is, who is your cell phone carrier, and how would you rate their service? Here's what some of you had to say. Sharon said AT&T, and they're excellent. Angela Hunt said Verizon, and she loves it. Cynthia Perez says AT&T, so far so good. Had Sprint before, and they were horrible. Alex says Verizon. I got service way out in the country where no one else did. I'm happy. And Kiri says Sprint. Love them. Had AT&T for 6 years. Had a lot of problems, especially with their phones and customer service. And Kathy Nixon says AT&T. Terrible coverage, but good customer service. Who's your carrier?
T-Mobile.
You happy with them?
I am.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's affordable.
Would you buy the next iPhone if it wasn't 4G?
No. I'm not in the market to buy anything.
Neither would I. Well, folks, we've had all kinds of wonderful weather over the past couple months, but now we're here in the summer months, and everybody knows what that pretty much means. It means that the weather forecasts are going to get fairly boring. We're talking about really hot temperatures, really windy winds, and not much else to go with it. So don't go anywhere. I'll have your dry and drab 7-day forecast right after the break.
News 46 weather is brought to you by your local dairy farmers. Dairy products are very important in maintaining a healthy body. For more information, you can visit their website at nevadadairycouncil.org.
Hey everyone, welcome back to News 46. I'm Rick Vale with your weather. Sunny day out there, high 96 degrees, winds out of the south-southwest at about 10 miles per hour, with gusts upwards of 26 miles per hour. Our pressure holding steady on the barometer, 29.82. UV index is 9, very high for the day. Sunrise at 5:37 a.m. and our record 115 degrees back in 1939. Looking at tonight, it's going to be clear for us, a low of 72 degrees. Winds out of the south-southwest at about 8 miles per hour. 26 mile per hour gusts expected. Sunset will be at 8:03 p.m. and our record low 64 degrees in 1944. Tomorrow 94 for the high, 71 for the low. Winds out of the south-southwest at 8 miles per hour with gusts upwards of 22 miles per hour. UV index is 9, very high. Sunrise will be at 5:37 a.m. Looking at our 7-day forecast coming up here Friday, heading into the weekend, 28 mile per hour gusts expected, a high 94 and a low of 73. Saturday, 26 mile per hour gusts, a high of 93, a low of 71. Sunday, finishing off the weekend, 96 for the high, 75 for the low, with 31 mile per hour gusts expected. Heading into next week, triple digits looking at all part of it. 100 degrees for the high, 78 for the low on Monday with gusts of 22 miles per hour. Tuesday, 26 mile per hour gusts with a high of 103 and a low of 82. And Wednesday, finishing off our 7-day forecast, 32 mile per hour gusts with a high of 109 and a low of 74. And our worst weather in the nation today is Possum Kingdom Lake, Texas for intense heat.
Kate Marshall will be in Pahrump on August 6th for the Democratic JJ Dinner. Get your tickets at the Democratic office or at the Central Committee meeting on July 21st. They will be organizing volunteers for this critical election.
And folks, Future Fest will be held Friday for ages 14 to 21 years old at Pahrump Valley High School's 9th grade academy from 10 to 3 p.m. Come join in the educational and fun career fair to help our local youth get a step up.
If you have experience in construction, building, or just want to make a difference, the town of Pahrump is looking for your help. Come join in the Bob Brood Community Center Task Force. Call the town office at 727-5107.
And folks, please be sure to subscribe to our free weekly email newsletter. To subscribe, just visit our website at KPVM.TV and fill in the form right on the main page. The newsletter is filled with top stories, coupons, articles, and more.
All government meetings will not be covered for live broadcast. We will be covering these meetings again in August. We apologize for any inconvenience that this may create.
And folks, that being said, it's going to do it for this edition of News 46. I'm Rick Vale.
And I'm Robin Christine.
And from everyone up here in the Hill of KPVM, we wish you a safe evening, and we'll see you here again tomorrow night. Until then, good night, Pahrump.
Good night, Pahrump.